I mean, honestly, when you sit here and you think about what this team has done over the past couple of years and the failures that come with it, they might have gotten it right this time.
We doing everything they talk about. You know I'm everything a boss about. Not putting work and gotta.
Hey, the Raiders might have gotten it right this time. And we're going to sit here and we're talking about it. That's right. We are about to react to the return, the signing, the new Raiders of Tirol quarterback, and that is Mr. Connor Miller is coming back to the European League of Football. Great signing. Great to have this guy back. And we're here to break it down. So, hey, side note, before we continue this interview, one thing I want to keep you guys in mind. I have, since everyone's been talking about quarterbacks lately over the past couple of weeks, I have a special guest. First interview of season 5 coming out this Friday. Stay tuned to the end of the episode to see who that person is going to be. As I mentioned, when you think about where this team was before entering the ELF, what this team has been since joining the ELF, and where they've lacked success, and who those people have been, and you look at this signing, Connor Miller, honestly, this could probably be one of the best fits in the European League of Football. All right. So let's talk about it, especially at the quarterback position, but let's talk about it. Connor Miller. Who is Connor Miller? Well, Connor Miller was introduced into Europe, playing for the Cologne Crocodiles. Only 4 games at the time, but threw for 8 touchdowns and 0 picks. He followed it up next year playing for the Graz Giants. Side note, almost signed with the Graz Giants. Needless here or there. But he followed with the Graz Giants, and what did he do playing in Austria? Led in all the major passing categories. And led the Graz to the semifinals that year in the AFL. All right. Follow that up with eventually going to France, playing for the Flash. What did he do there? 32 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, led the Flash to what would be a semifinal run. But needless to say, Connor's had success in Europe. A lot of success. See, people forget Connor, when the ELF first started, they had an all-star game, and there was an all-star game versus the best in Europe versus Team USA. Connor Miller was the quarterback for Team USA at that time, especially coming along with the success that he's had in Europe thus far. So where am I going with this? We get to 2022. He signs with the Leipzig Kings halfway through the season. That ultimately doesn't have a lot of success, ends up getting banged up. Needless here or there. But what that will lead to is in 2023, him signing with the Barcelona Dragons. Obviously, we all know, if you've seen my broadcast or anybody else's broadcast, the 2022 Barcelona Dragons, one of the greatest franchises in ELF history and with such a great run. So he's the successor to Zach Edwards, who would go to Paris and lead Barcelona or keep the momentum going in Barcelona. That didn't happen. That didn't happen for a number of reasons. We'll dive into it just a little bit. I'm just trying to paint the picture of who Connor Miller is and what he's done. All right. He wouldn't sign back with the ELF after that. He would go play for the GFL and the Unicorns. But now he's back in the European League of Football, and he's playing for the Tirol Raiders. He returns back to Austria, where he had so much success, and he's playing for the team out in in West Austria, and that is the Tirol Raiders. One of the great historic organizations in all of Europe, even pre-ELF, the Raiders. Everyone knows about the Raiders, right? All right. So he is the next quarterback for the Tirol Raiders. Millertime is coming to Innsbruck, and it's going to be exciting to see, because I think this is a great fit. I think this is a great fit for a number of reasons. All right. First of all, why is it a good fit for Connor? When Connor played ELF, just speaking ELF terms, when Connor played for the Leipzig Kings, he was coming in as a replacement halfway through the season. He really didn't have an O-line. He actually got banged up and sacked tons of times, and it really didn't work out. Ended up getting hurt and ultimately derailed that season for him. He wasn't the starter. He was a replacement, came in halfway through the year. Goes to Barcelona. Now he has to follow up what was, again, one of the greatest runs in ELF history in the 2022 Barcelona Dragons. Triple Crown winner Kyle Sweet, Zach Magic Edwards, that whole team, Iceman Alejandro Fernandez comes into form of who he is. That whole team was great. They don't have the same talent in 2023. A lot of that talent is dispersed. Even the guys I just mentioned, 2 of them go to Paris. Alejandro goes to Ryan, right? They lost a lot of talent in 2023. So he wasn't even set up for a success, really. Again, new team, new staff. It just wasn't necessarily a good fit at the time, right? To go to Barcelona and follow up that success that just happened. And again, got banged up, missed a couple games. Carlton Aiken came in halfway through the year, played a couple games. Connor Miller ultimately would finish it, but neither here or there, right? All right. So why is this a good fit? Again, he returns back to the team out in Austria. He's returning to an offense that has a solid offensive line and solid weapons, right? For the first time in his ELF career, he's going to have a better offense. He's going to have the best offensive line he's had in the 3 teams he's played for. He's going to have, from a homegrown standpoint, the best receiving trio. And, you think Platzgummer, you think Marco Schneider, you think Philipp Hahn, right? Those 3 alone better than the homegrowns that we saw in Leipzig and Barcelona. All right. Even the run game. And this is a team that is, that is loaded and driven by the run game. Right? You think of Bunati, you think of Hazelvanter, you think of Timmerman. Like, they got a 3-headed monster at running back, and either one of those guys are powerful runners, right? All 3 of those running backs would be better running options than what he had in Leipzig, and running options that he had in Barcelona. So from an offensive standpoint, he is in a great situation. This is why I think is a great fit. And they still have an A import yet to be signed, assuming it's going to be a receiver. Connor Miller has tons of weapons and success and opportunities to be successful with the Raiders. Now, why is it a good fit for the Raiders? Well, let's dive into it. This team has been chasing the ghost of Sean Shelton since 2022. All right. This team has not had a guy in that position with the stability, the consistency, and just being able to lead that team like to wins. All right. It's just been a mess at the quarterback position, the most important position in all sports. They have not had the right guy, the right situation at quarterback. All right. You think of 2023, right? You think of Christian Strong. We all know how that ended. There's no need to dive into that. And we think of Joseph Dolinchek. Those are your 2 quarterbacks. One started and one finished the season for the Raiders. And what that resulted in? A missed playoff run, right? 2024, right? You bring in D'Angelo Fulford. Didn't last long. You bring in Casey Martin. He was a placeholder, and then ultimately you would get a N'Kosi Perry. Almost led you guys to the playoffs, but needless to say, again, that would not result in a playoff run, right? So in 2 years, you have 5 quarterbacks. How do you expect success? How do you expect to be a champion? How do you expect to go to the playoffs? How do you expect to compete in this league without the stability at that position? Granted, I understand injuries happen, but all these guys got cut or released. It wasn't necessarily for injuries, right? So again, as much as Connor Miller needs the Raiders need Connor Miller. That's why I think it's a great fit. Again, 5 quarterbacks in 2 seasons. You bring in Connor Miller. If you could keep him healthy, you're gonna get someone. You're gonna get someone at that position that's gonna be in sync in the offense. That's gonna be comfortable in the offense. That's gonna be a leader. That's gonna work on timing. That's gonna be able to deliver the ball from the pocket and win games. Right? Connor Miller is one of the better quarterbacks in the ELF, especially with this huge quarterback class. And you guys are playing in a conference where, sorry, Helvetic, is just the truth. Every team has made the playoffs, right? So every team has a winning pedigree. Every team knows or has found a way to get to that level. Madrid, Munich, Raiders, Helvetic, yet to see it happen. But this is the opportunity for them to change things around. I'm excited to see what the Raiders got. I like their approach here. They didn't necessarily go and get somebody that was new and unknown to Europe, the lifestyle, the culture, the play, the expectations when they come to Europe. They went with somebody who has played in the league. They went with somebody who has had success. They went with somebody who's familiar with playing overseas in Europe. And They went with the right guy. All right, Raven fans, get ready. Munich fans, get ready. The flock, get ready. That's right. I'm going to have your quarterback on Athletes Forum Podcast, Russell Tabor. Hopefully dropping this Friday, if not early next week. But he will be the first rookie quarterback I have playing in the European League of Football. I think now that it's signed and you kind of take a step back and kind of like see everything, this is a great fit. Great fit for Connor, but also for the Raiders is a great fit. All right. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Connor Millertime is back in the European League football. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think? Raiders, Ricardo, what do you think about your new quarterback, Connor Miller? All right. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think.